This morning on BRN, leveraging AI to boost student performance and boost success. And joining me now is Dr. Hisham Alam of Ball State University. Dr. Alam, so great to see you. Thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
It's my pleasure to be here with you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to see you. And I was telling you before we started our discussion, I really love artificial intelligence. And I have to say, I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of students, and maybe you can confirm this or not confirm this, are using artificial intelligence to boost their own work performance. But you found a way, sir, to actually boost their performance in the classroom with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely. The main thing about artificial intelligence is just like give you a lot of insights about many things. You're not just looking at the two-dimension data that you have. No, you're just looking at different dimensions and the different aspects of the data. And after you actually dig through and use the AI, artificial intelligence, you will find a lot of patterns that actually can help you analyze things, or actually can help you conclude things way effectively and efficiently. So the way that I actually work with my students, I use the Python, which is a code that I use, and we did like some artificial intelligence work to analyze the students' work early in the semester, and to be able to predict their left tasks, like what the final exam, they're actually what we call the task or the assignment that will come later in December. And by actually doing this, the students will have like a view of how their performance will be after the semester ends. This actually gives them a lot of alert that actually they can come here and talk to me about it, and actually try to actually find a way or action plan to fix that in the middle of the semester. So the way I do it, basically, I ask the Python code to just first of all analyze the data for them, the performance, like quiz one, quiz two, attendance, and the participation, the discussion, and they kind of create like a graphical interface. This interface give like red line sometime will alert, and then after that, okay, hello students, you're actually the prediction of your grade for this semester would be A or B or C or whatever. So basically, the students, when I actually invite him or her to my office here, and they have a chart personalized based on their own performance only, they kind of get this alertness in their mind that, oh, I'm actually in trouble, or I'll be in trouble. So they kind of take like a huge shift on their performance, and actually their performance improve afterwards. So it is a personalized view, and also the visualization that they actually, or the AI can actually present the students, and it actually get their attention.
Yeah, look, I wish I had this, 30 plus years ago when I was in college, because rather than see at the end what my grade was, I would love to know my tendencies and what things could be done better. What's been the feedback? Let me ask you about students, because your students this is probably the first time they're experiencing this type of relationship with a professor and their schoolwork. What's been the feedback from them?
The feedback is pretty positive, because basically they said like what, as you mentioned exactly, we're kind of oblivious about what's going on. We just go along with the semester and the kind of thinking that we're doing good, or we're gonna actually, okay, we can delay that, and you know what, I can actually camp and work at the end of the semester and probably ace my class. But actually, based on your prediction, means like, oh, I'm actually doing bad, and I have to actually pay attention. So like, yeah, and also they really like the fact that they called them to my office. I was like, oh, this is your profile. Have a look at it. Have like cogitated and ponder about your profile, and tell me what you think. I was like, oh, am I doing this bad? Well, you know what? This is actually, you're doing okay. But you know what? If you're gonna continue doing what you're doing, probably you're gonna actually score like a C or a D. Do you want to do that? Like, no, 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 no. Could you please like tell me what I can do to actually help? Well, we have an action plan to do that. It actually worked like about 85% of the students, their grades got improved when I get them in my office here and alert them. Hello, hello, this is a red flag. Could you please pay attention to that? So the feedback was very positive.
So, have you been able to inform your peers both within your department and also across the school, and your peers across different universities about the benefit of this tool? Because I'm thinking they could probably, maybe you can monetize it in a way to leverage the Python code, and it seems to me that whether you're a history major or a technology major or economics major, this could be helpful, very helpful.
This is actually very true. But for the beginning, I know I tried my model first, and I had to test it over and over again. And probably I will need like one more semester to try it. And if it succeeded, I will actually ask my colleague to try it here, and then we might actually spread it across campus. But for these kind of models, we need actually to test it and actually verify and confirm all the results. So I don't actually give them high expectation. And also, I'm trying to actually to see if it's going to work with the different grading systems of across the different universities, because right now I'm plugging in the Canvas data.
Right.
I just put it in a certain format, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be what do you call it, maybe a slight difference between my data set and the other university professors' data set.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the school, every school probably has different thresholds for the, you know, A, B, C, D, and F. So you have to take that into account. Doctor, you know, from what I've read, and I'm by no means an expert in artificial intelligence, you have to feed data actually into, in this case, you know, ChatGPT or something similar. Do you actually take data from the student? Like, so for example, if they took a quiz and you take the quiz results and kind of, I'm not saying you actually feed it in, but you're looking at each individual data from each individual assignment, and you're able to say, well, maybe you should study more on, you know, coding, or maybe you should study more on this or that.
This is actually absolutely, you're actually right on the point. In order for the artificial intelligence to actually give you prediction, it needs to actually eat something. It needs to actually get some input from you. And it will actually, this is what we call machine learning, because basically you're teaching the machine how to actually predict something. Well, you cannot teach the machine something without actually feeding the machine with some data. So I give them actually the actual live data of my course, and this is what's going on. So they study the AI programming model, study the grades and the quizzes, and they try to reiterate and work on the model, and then actually try to learn the students' behavior and the future behavior, and based on this, it predicts the data. So each professor will have his own data to feed it in. My feedback will be, my input will be different from yours, from the other professor, because basically my data is a bit different. It has the same, it has a bit of a different structure, but it will be, the quiz here is like, maybe the history is different than actually the English, than actually what we call the coding. So basically it will learn your data, and it will actually conform to your data and predict based on the data that you actually feed the system.
Professor, when you first got into, you became a professor, you probably wanted to shape the minds of your students. I'm just presupposing. Now you really, through artificial intelligence, you have a way to really shape the minds of your students and influence them. This could really take education to the next level, where each student has their own personalized program. They know their shortcomings. They should probably know they're probably learning their own shortcomings, but they'll actually be able to see it. So this has really an opportunity to take education to the next level.
Absolutely, Jeff. The main thing about, if you're not actually into artificial intelligence, you are missing out on artificial intelligence. And I can't actually say more of the importance of artificial intelligence. So if you're not teaching your students ways to actually, for them to embrace and embark on artificial intelligence, they're missing out. And basically in the next 2 or 3 years, most companies will actually have their own artificial intelligence applications. So we might as well prepare our students to actually embark on this. Otherwise, we're not really teaching practical application for the industry. So actually, yes, it helps students right now. Some of students know more than me in artificial intelligence. I mean, like, but in coding wise, sometimes you find like some of the computer science students will like, I have this idea about it, but you know what, go ahead and do it. And they discuss it with me. So basically, it is actually our chance to actually ask students to actually reshape their mind and actually maybe adapt to themselves for the future. Because basically, most of the job will require students or the graduate to actually have a very competent background about artificial intelligence. So it's our chance and all the university chance to actually give them the practical part of it.
Yeah, well, it's coming whether we like it or not. And you seem to have really tapped into it, and your students have as well. Dr. Alam, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon, sir.
It is my pleasure, Jeff, and I would love to actually meet with you. If you want to come here, I will invite you for like a cup of coffee or something, or lunch or something.
And maybe we can meet David Letterman. We were talking about him off.
Oh yeah, you know what? You might as well. You know what? I will let you know when he comes here next time. We might actually have like a good interview with him.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse, for all the news in one place. Details, of course, at our website. And we're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.